In this video, I will show you how to install these Cruizin Central dials into this cluster. Of all the things that we like to modify on our cars, the most overlooked thing is the thing that we actually spend the most time looking at while driving, the instrument cluster. Begin by removing the cluster surround. This will give you access to the screws holding the cluster in. Remove these and now you can wriggle the cluster out. There will be one or two electrical connections. Press down on the clip and pull these out. In a clean and tidy area, start by pressing the clips on the edge while pulling the two halves apart. Note that some clusters also have screws holding the two halves together. With the front half removed, lift up the frame and remove the needle pointers. This is done by grabbing the center black part and twisting while pulling away from the cluster. Take note of which needle came from which gauge, since sometimes there's small differences and you don't want to mix these up. With all the needles removed, take off the original dial face and place the Cruizin Central dials into the cluster, lining up all the holes with the locating tabs. Next, push the needle pointers back on, making sure to leave a gap between the needle and the dial face so that the needles can rotate freely. Then put the front back on, taking care to line up all the clips and securing them in place. The original dials can be placed in the sleeve for safekeeping, should you ever wish to put them back in. And now all that's left is putting the cluster back in the car. Connect the electrical connectors, wriggle the cluster back into place, and put the retaining screws back in. Finish by installing the trim and you are done. Here are some interiors with Cruizin Central dials. And here are the dials lit up at night. Note that that awful green color is gone. So let's have a look at the dials side by side. I'll turn off the lights and use my phone as a white light. When I put it behind the original dials, the numbers light up green. But when I put the white light behind Cruizin Central dials, they light up white. That's because the Cruizin Central dials don't have the color tint on the back and will light up whatever color bulb or LED that you use with them. I'll set the screen to red. Now the dials light up red. Blue light, you get the idea. This gives you the freedom to change the illumination color of the dials simply by swapping over the bulbs. If your cluster has needle stoppers like this, we recommend going to an instrument repair specialist or auto electrician to get the dials fitted. If you want to do it yourself, you can do this by first carefully lifting the needle pointer over the stopper and letting it come to a rest. Use a digital camera or your mobile phone to take a photo of this position. Now, carefully remove the needle pointer by levering it off with even pressure on both sides using 2 spoons or 2 screwdrivers as shown. You can now remove the original dial face and carefully remove the pin and put it into the new Cruizin Central dial face and put it in the cluster. Next, have a look at the photo that you took earlier and push the needle on in exactly this position. Then carefully lift the needle pointer over the stopper and let it come to a rest. Do the same with the rest of the dials and you're finished installing. Cruizin Central dials also feature an anti-glare protective layer. Another design feature are these black rings. These are there to reduce light bleed from around the base of the needles. On this dial, one of these rings has been removed, and we can turn off the lights so you can see the difference that it makes. Cruizin Central dials are available in a range of colours and designs for over 100 different makes and models. This video is a general guide and covers a majority of cars made from the early 80s till present. Dials come with detailed instructions, and we recommend reading your car's workshop manual on how to take out your cluster. If you don't feel comfortable taking apart your dash, take it to an auto electrician or speedo repairer. Links to where Cruizin Central dials can be purchased are in the description below. Thanks for watching.